very good evening to you. Many thanks for joining us tonight on the broadcast. Now let's take a look at stories making headlines tonight. Office of the former President Uhuru Kenyatta complains of negligence by the current government in budget allocation to support the running of the office. Kenya launches final phase of Vision 2030 plan that aligns counties with bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Supplementary Appropriation Number 2 and Division of Revenue Bills signed into law by President William Ruto. And leaders call for increased government funding to schools to facilitate improved quality learning for students.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Anyango, Sylvia.
And our sign language interpreter tonight is John Opio. Remember, KUTV News at 9. This broadcast is also live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya, and you can engage with us on X at KUTV_Kenya, at Anyango Sylvia KE. We begin. Now, the office of former President Uhuru Kenyatta, through the former government spokesperson, Dena, has complained about being neglected by President William Ruto's government. Dena denied the information given by current government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura regarding the government's support to the office, stating that Uhuru uses his personal funds to facilitate the running of his office. After 2 years of silent wars between the office of the current president, William Ruto, and the office of the former president, Uhuru Kenyatta, the latter has today expressed grievances about the current government's failure to facilitate the expenditures of the third president of the Republic of Kenya. Former government spokesperson Dena, in a press briefing, refuted claims made on 31st May by the current government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura that the government provides sufficient support to the office of the former president. Dena said that the former president is forced to use his personal funds to pay employees and carry out official duties of the office, like fueling cars for his official state functions. Furthermore, Dena lamented that all attempts by the office of the former president to reach a consensus with the current government usually end up in vain, as their proposals and complaints are often disregarded. Other complaints raised include failure of the current government to renew contracts for employees and improperly transferring some of them to other government departments, not providing the president with new vehicles since the inauguration of President William Ruto 2 years ago. Despite Uhuru holding the legitimate position of the chairman of the Jubilee Party, Dena explained that his involvement in politics should not contribute to how government funds are allocated to his office. However, she clarified that the press statement is not politically motivated, but rather a response to the statement issued by government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura. Anyango, Sylvia, KUTV. Now, for several weeks, President Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua have been at collusion courses through various proteges from their side, but yesterday they had their first public face-to-face encounter since Madaraka Day. After the signing of the Division of Revenue Bill into law, questions are now emerging on the impact this will have in revenue sharing.
Your Excellency,
President William Ruto has today signed the Division of Revenue Bill into law, something that has now raised mixed reactions from leaders, particularly the ones allied to DP Rigathi Gachagua. The signing came in the backdrop of the gospel of one man, one vote, one shilling that is being championed by the second-in-command, Rigathi Gachagua. The deputy president went all out to defend his unity for Mount Kenya region, despite being under subsequent fire by the president and his allies. In getting back at his deputy, the president invoked his unity drive by urging leaders to avoid tribal politics.
We cannot encourage a situation where we start discriminating against any part of our country.
Tusichangie maneno ambayo haina maana, inagawanya watu. Unajua sisi Kikuyu yetu ni kidogo.
Is that let people not create narratives that do not exist. Unity will be achieved just like economic development.
Sharing similar sentiments, Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga called on MPs to turn down the Finance Bill 2024, with CS Murkomen countering his remarks on the mode of taxation.
Ongea ati mtaongeza tax. Hawa mnaona hawa. Wasiwadanganye na msidanganye Finance Bill chini. Kwa nini sasa mnataka haya magari na hamkununulia mtu muanze kuchukua pesa? Alafu unatuambia tusinyamaze, tusiseme nini? We will speak.
Mimi nataka usaidizi mmoja kwako Mheshimiwa Governor. Ita mkutano na hii watuambie barabara gani tuondoe ndio tusiweke kodi ingine ndio tusiweze kujenga hizi barabara.
Elsewhere in Meru County, Kikuyu Member of Parliament Kimani Ichung'wah insisted that he will not be intimidated for standing against divisive politics. Cabinet Secretary Public Service Moses Kuria on his part added that tribal politics wouldn't be tolerated.
Tunasikia tukitishwa ati tuje tuseme Mount Kenya. Tutasema because we are elected by the people of Mount Kenya. Ati mtu wapange watu hapo ati ukiongea wakupigie kelele. Mimi nimesema kutoka hapa Mlima Kenya. Panga wale wote utapanga wanipigie kelele, but I will tell you the truth as it is in broad daylight, not at.
Na mzungu anasema yule mtu ambaye hajui pahali tunatoka hawezi kujua pahali tunaenda.
The encounters between the president and his deputy continue to raise mixed reactions among Kenyans and leaders. Edward Nyamo, KUTV, Nairobi.
In a bid to raise the sharing of revenue nationally and unlock resources for catalyzing economic performance, President William Ruto has today signed into law the Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 and the Division of Revenue Bill. This comes in just about 2 weeks before the end of the 2023-2024 financial year. James Baraka with more details.
The blessings, the abundant blessings.
With both houses of parliament having discharged their law-making mandate, President William Ruto has today signed into law the Supplementary Appropriation and Division of Revenue Bill 2024 and handed them to the Attorney General for publication into law.
By the floods.
Sponsored by Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndende Nyoro, who doubles as the chairperson of the Budget and Appropriation Committee, the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024 will now authorize the issuance of 102 billion Kenya shillings out of the consolidated fund.
Following the rationalization of expenditure under various votes, the bill authorizes the issuance of Kenya shillings 102 billion out of the consolidated fund and sanctions its application towards the supply granted for the service of the financial year ending 30th June 2024.
Additionally, this bill is set to reduce the overall budget for financial year 2023-2024 by 132.46 billion Kenya shillings from 3,981.53 billion Kenya shillings to 3,848.07 billion Kenya shillings.
The bill advances the administration's fiscal consolidation plan through expenditure rationalization.
On the other hand, the Division of Revenue Bill will now allocate 2.5 trillion Kenya shillings to the national government and 400.1 billion Kenya shillings to the county government, as well as actualize the Equalization Fund.
The bill also actualizes Article 204 of the Constitution on the Equalization Fund by providing for an allocation of Kenya shillings 7.85 billion to the Equalization Fund.
The signing of these two bills into law comes amidst heated conversations and mixed reactions over the revenue sharing formula across the country. James Baraka, KUTV News.
Haiti Prime Minister Gary Conille has stated that he is in the race to form a new government after he was released from hospital. Gary's sentiments come ahead of President William Ruto, who yesterday stated that 1,000 police officers will be deployed to Haiti within the next few weeks.
1,000 police officers will now be deployed to Haiti after President William Ruto's confirmation. The move is said to be a step forward in restoring order due to the G9 and GPEP gangs causing havoc in that country.
tuko na nchi tumebarikiwa na Mungu. Nchi ambaye leo inatumainiwa duniani. Watu wa Sudan wanangojea Kenya tuwasaidie. Watu wa DRC wanangojea Kenya tuwasaidie. Watu wa kule Haiti wanangojea Kenya. Pengine kwa mapenzi ya Mungu wiki ijayo ama wiki hiyo ingine tutatuma askari wetu kule Haiti kwenda kuweka amani.
The Haitian Prime Minister Gary Conille, speaking on Sunday, confirmed that he had plans to form a new government early next week after leaving the hospital where he was rushed after an asthma attack on Saturday. It is stated that 3 officers have been reported dead in yesterday's clash between the rebel group and Haiti forces. The United Nations Security Council resolution has approved the deployment of police officers to Haiti, but the High Court of Kenya stopped this after a
Security officers to Haiti has been endorsed by Cabinet. Both houses of Parliament have ratified. We have met all international requirements, and in fact, we have complied with the very court order.
The government signed an agreement on March 1st this year between Haiti and Kenya before coming up with a decision to send its officers to Haiti. Besides Kenya, Benin, Bahamas, Bangladesh, Barbados, and Chad have shown interest in joining Kenya in this peace restoration mission. In the next 2 weeks, the Kenya police will be heading to Haiti. Reporting for KUTV, my name is Kipto Hilda.
And that story by Hilda Kipto takes us to a very fast break on the bulletin tonight. Don't go far, we'll be back with more stories.
Ni kaunti maarufu kwa kuzalisha maziwa na ukuzaji wa majani chai. Pia, serikali ya kaunti inawahimiza wakulima kukumbatia mitindo mingine ya kilimo kuzidisha mapato.
Kama kuna kikundi moja inafanya biashara ya kuuza kuku, hao pia tumewafadhili kuwafunza jinsi ya kuhandle zile kuku kwa sababu wanaleta kwa wingi.
Haya yote tunakuletea katika Boresha Kilimo, toleo la kaunti ya Bomet.
Kilimo ni nguzo kubwa kwa ujenzi wa taifa.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
Folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pepo pasi vuguvugu, pepo pa ni idea.
Sazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, hiyo inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni Dunia ni leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Anyango, Sylvia.
Welcome back. Keep engaging with us on our social media platforms, that is on X at KUTV_Kenya at Anyango Sylvia KE. Now, the government has launched the fourth and final segment of the Kenya Vision 2030 plan. The fourth medium-term plan, MTP4, covers the period 2023 to 2027. Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki presided over the launch of MTP4 in Marsabit, laying out the plan which aligns with President Ruto's bottom-up economic transformation agenda. This strategy focuses on investments in agriculture, health, housing, business, and creative economies to drive Kenya's economic, political, and social pillars. The government aims to upscale programs boosting production and value chains, ensuring more money in citizens' pockets as Kenya strides towards becoming a middle-income country by 2030.
Our nation's ambitious long-term development blueprint designed to elevate Kenya into a newly industrializing middle-income country, ensuring a high quality of life for all citizens in the year or by the year 2030. This vision is grounded on economic, social, and political pillars, fortified by key enablers identified to propel us towards our collective aspirations.
Leaders have urged the government to prioritize and increase budgetary allocation for junior secondary schools while making urgent appeals to improve food programs and address teachers' employment issues. During a visit at St. John Karumiri Comprehensive School in Embu County, Manyata Member of Parliament Gitonga Mukunji highlighted the need to initiate measures to ensure smooth learning in schools.
Speaking during the inauguration of 2 classes at St. John Karumiri Comprehensive School as part of its stress-free learning initiative, Manyata Member of Parliament Gitonga Mukunji urged the government to increase funding for the junior secondary school program, especially regarding school nutrition feeding programs.
Na mimi nataka kuomba serikali budget ya JSS iongezwe. Budget ya JSS iongezwe kwa sababu wazazi wanaumia katika ile program ya feeding program ya watoto wa JSS.
The MP also asked Education Minister Ezekiel Machogu to address issues regarding junior secondary school teachers. Mukunji also applauded the president for saving the JSS program from collapse, emphasizing the importance of effective measures to ensure uninterrupted learning.
Waziri Machogu kwa nini amenyamazia hii maneno? Mimi nataka kusikia ile mipango wako nayo. Na najua katika bajeti tumeongeza pesa ya walimu. Lakini tunataka assurance ya kwamba walimu wa JSS watawekwa katika ile inaitwa PNP, permanent and pensionable basis, waweze kujiendeleza kimaisha yao.
Additionally, he noted that the National Government County Development Fund NGCDF in Manyata under his leadership has allocated funds to improve infrastructure to primary school in the constituency.
Na hii program tunashukuru rais kwa sababu ni yeye aliisave. Hii program ingekuwa crisis kubwa sana, lakini kwa sababu ameweza kuishikilia na imeweza kukita mkondo, tungetaka nao waziri na ministry ambayo iko in charge ya kuweka budget ya masomo waongeze pesa katika JSS ndio tuweze kupata feeding program.
On his side, the principal of Karumiri School thanked the MP, noting that he's the first MP to visit and requested him to help them renovate the school's infrastructure. This move is set to address challenges facing GSS education while emphasizing the importance of infrastructure development and effective learning environments. Doris Chalo, KUTV.
Flood victims in Tana Delta area, Tana River County, face yet another disaster with impending drought after floods hit twice, displacing over 38,000 families, destroyed crops, hence losing significant investments that led to severe economic impacts. The Kenya Red Cross has called on the government to support them with seeds, fertilizers, and relief food to help the affected communities recover from the impacts of the unfortunate disaster.
Farmers in Tana Delta, Tana River County are encountering huge losses after they planted again in March this year, hoping for a good harvest, but the situation worsened after floods washed away all the crops and are now appealing to the government to allocate a special area for them to build permanent homes that cannot be destroyed by floods.
Njaa inatuumiza. Tumelima mara ya pili pia. Ukame pia umekuja. Maji El Nino ilikuja tena ikachukua. Na sasa tunasikia tena kuna ukame mwingi, kuna El Nino nyingine ambayo inakuja na hatujui kama tutafanya nini.
Furthermore, these floods have affected the education sector. Some students in the area have not been able to continue with their studies due to the challenges caused by the floods and are therefore asking for help from the government to support their livelihoods, knowing the losses they have suffered.
Kiwa wakulima mimea watakuwa wanapata huo msaada, tupate huo msaada mapema na haraka sana kupitia mashirika yenu ambayo kwamba saa hii kama hili shirika la Red Cross linafanya on time, manake tumegharikika about 2 weeks.
Kenya Red Cross Region Program Coordinator Coast Region, Mohamed Rajab, has stated that Tana River, especially Tana Delta, is among the most affected counties and therefore urges the government and donors to help the residents of this area find a permanent solution.
Familia zaidi ya 38,688 wameweza kuathirika na masuala ya mafuriko. Takriban familia 10,576 wameweza kukosa makao. Nyumba zao zimeweza kuathirika na zile sehemu ambao wanaishi hawezi tena kuishi, kabidi wagure waende kuishi katika makambi.
With the fear of drought looming, Tana Delta residents are calling on the government to intervene and provide them with relief items and also a permanent piece of land before another disaster strikes them.
Human rights advocates are calling upon men to join women in the fight against period poverty and raise awareness on reducing stigma surrounding the affair. At the forefront of this movement is Binti Mwangaza organization, which highlights that the solution not only lies in the provision of sanitary towels but also in creating safe spaces where women and girls can thrive without the burden of period poverty.
We have various types of nouns. The first one.
In a world where taboos and stigma surrounding menstruation persist, human rights advocates are encouraging more men to raise awareness and join the fight against period poverty. Stakeholders also add that men should understand that they too have a role in making a change rather than being mere spectators in the battle against period poverty. Speaking in Nanyuki over the weekend, after a 10-kilometer run organized by Binti Mwangaza, a community-based organization that aims to sensitize Laikipia residents about menstrual hygiene, advocates said that majority of women and girls needed support to break taboos and discrimination.
So tunatry kuonyesha the boy child pia that this is something we should all come together to fight for and eliminate that stigma around menstrual hygiene.
For the last 13 years that we've been in operation as Binti Mwangaza, 30,000 women have benefited from getting the reusable sanitary towels, and also 5,000 women have learned how to manufacture them and use them, either sell to their communities or give them free of charge.
Additionally, they noted that providing sanitary towels and creating an environment where young girls can speak out about menstruation was crucial in eradicating the challenges they faced daily. According to statistics from the African Medical and Research Foundation, AMREF, only 50% of girls openly discuss menstruation at home. As the battle against period poverty continues, it is crucial to remember that our actions today shape the tomorrow for women and girls in the world. Natalie Kioko, KUTV.
On that note, we're taking a very short break. Sports is on the other side of this break.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
Folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pepo pasi vuguvugu, pepo pani idea.
Tazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, hiyo inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni duniani leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
From the hospital corridors, we bring you experts to discuss issues affecting your health, from diet to mental health. The familiar and the ignored are both put into perspective. We then dive into the environment and look at the effects of climate change and its solutions. Join me, Mutegi K. Martin, every Friday at 9 p.m. as we learn on how to better our health while taking care of our environment. Only on KUTV.
Welcome back, and in sports tonight, in the FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifier match, Kenya senior team Harambee Stars will tackle Ivory Coast tomorrow at Mbingu Stadium in Lilongwe, Malawi. Despite Kenya's last appearance in AFCON in 2019, jointly participating in the 2027 tournament has spared them from preliminary matches. Kenya's ambition to qualify for the World Cup is increasingly challenging due to historical AFCON hurdles. And Red Bull's Max Verstappen stormed to victory in a gripping wet-dry Canadian Grand Prix that developed into a five-car battle for the lead over the final 10 laps. Verstappen expertly managed a restart after a safety car period to bolt into a decisive lead and controlled the race to the finishing line. Lando Norris, George Russell, Lewis Hamilton, and Oscar Piastri clinched the second, third, fourth, and fifth place respectively. It was Verstappen's sixth win in 9 races this year, extending his championship lead over Ferrari's Charles Leclerc to 56 points. Now, that marks the end of KUTV News at night today. And we thank you so much for keeping it KUTV this far. Our sign language interpreter tonight has been John Opio, and I'm Anyango Sylvia. Have a good night.